All right, let's talk some New York politics. Jonathan, it's been an interesting time for Mr. Klein, okay, in that he's figured out, he worked out a trifecta here where he kind of navigated and he was a power broker. Now all of a sudden...
Still is a power broker.
He still is, but he goes, all of a sudden the governor wants the Working Families Party to make him their candidate, and in doing so, made it pretty clear that he was going to at least be sympathetic to some of their concerns, and one of their concerns is the guy on your screen as well as the other gang of four that were this breakaway wing that I think he personally liked. He kind of controlled the Senate that way through the group. But now, not only the Working Families Party, but a couple influential unions are backing away from this guy like he's got the plague and getting behind Oliver Capel, who many people may remember as AG one time. How much trouble is he in, and how much trouble are those other Democrats in?
Zero trouble whatsoever. You take a look at what Jeff Klein has done as leader. He brought the DREAM Act to the table. It was the Democratic votes that weren't there that defeated the DREAM Act. They were calling for it for years. Dead. Women's Equality Act, Ruben Diaz, Simca Felder out of Brooklyn. They were the guys, Democrats, who killed that. It was the IDC that really shepherded gay marriage. You saw Diane Savino's speech on the floor. Everybody remembers that. They were able to get that done. I find it laughable that the progressives out there and the Working Families Party are going after the Jeff Klein and the IDC members, when really, when you take a look at the 5 tenets of what they've been proposing now for years, he's been leading and he's been trying to get through, and it's been the other Democrats, the mainstream Democrats, that don't have all the votes in their conference to get it done.
What is it?
I mean,
what about his ability to maintain power, or at least some semblance of control of the state Senate when the next session starts?
The numbers aren't there.
So he's going to lose that position.
No, he's not going to lose that position. He's going to maintain it. And you think he's going to want to caucus with the Democrats after they're running primaries against all these guys?
Well,
there's so much bad blood now.
No, okay, but a couple of the other Democrats have already said, well, maybe I won't caucus with Republicans now. Like, I'm really a Democrat.
Who said that?
What was the upstate guy? I think Rochester. He's one of the 4 who said, well, let me consider now, maybe I'll just lose the affiliation with the group and go with the Dems. Are they going to...
Carlucci?
Carlucci,
yeah.
No, look, I mean, in fact, David Carlucci is probably one of the more popular members. I mean, it's amazing in Rockland County, the guy door to door, day after day. Look, the funny thing about this is that where people don't give Jeff Klein a lot of credit is that his life would be a lot easier politically if he had just said, you know what, all right, going home. I'm going to sit back, I'm going home, you know. But you know what? I remember the days when the Malcolm Smiths of the world were running the state Senate, and there was total dysfunction. And I remember hearing the stories from the Diane Savinos and the Jeff Kleins who said, we look like idiots. We can't do anything here. And then they had internal, and so now they have a working arrangement where they actually, as Jonathan just said, are getting, they're going to pass.
You think Klein not only survives, but in the end of the day, who's going to have more stick? Is it going to be Skelos? Is it going to be Klein? Or is it going to be another Democrat we don't know yet?
Same working arrangement going forward for the last 2 years. Okay. They will work together. They'll agree on some stuff. They'll disagree on some stuff.
Malcolm Smith, how much trouble is he in?
Perhaps a lot. Senator Smith may be headed to prison. He tried to delay his trial. It's going forward. It's not looking good. But I just want to go back to Tom's point because he was only running the Senate for what, a hot minute, maybe a year? How long was he running the state Senate? Malcolm Smith?
Who's that?
State Senator Malcolm Smith.
It was Malcolm Smith. It was the Three Amigos.
Right, it was the Three Amigos that stabbed him in the back. But Klein, I agree with what they said, but he is looking over his shoulder. Because Oliver Capel, former state attorney general, I know you guys disagree.
Klein's got $1.3 million in the bank. All these labor unions are still.
Capel's going to get crushed.
Okay, he might well get crushed, but he has a name in that district. And when you got a name, just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
That's why they're putting him up to running, but ultimately.
Right. I agree with them ultimately.
And he will get crushed.
But State Senator Malcolm Smith has come to symbolize all that's wrong with Albany. There are wiretaps. They're going to be released in this trial. It's not looking good for State Senator Malcolm Smith.
A lot of guys talking.
He may get off because of entrapment. That's at least the defense they're trying to make. But he still did the things that he did, even if he was entrapped to do it.
Good luck with
I got 20 seconds for this. Does Skelos feel that the rug was pulled out from under him by the governor after what went down at the Working Families Party convention?
No, I mean, look, I mean, this is politics. And I mean, and the governor's got to worry about his flank, not Dean Skelos' flank. I mean, you know, they at some point.
But there was a sense that Skelos went along to get along with an arrangement, and now that's going to be a lot different when they get back.
Look, I think the governor made a bad mistake politically, because I think that we've disagreed about this, but the facts is that the Working Family Party candidate would have got 1% of the vote. That's historically, and he should have just said, go get your 1%. Leave me alone. I'm running the state of New York. You would have been
Same
stronger
thing
for
to
that.
I've always
All right.
agreed with you on that.
When we come back,
You have this person
local
running.
sports here. We got some teams going for the Cups here. We've got other teams here that got new coaches. That and more after this.